This is the story of me agreeing to get an older woman pregnant and then her trying to ruin my life.
A 23-year-old man agrees to get an older woman pregnant. Now she's trying to ruin his life. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's JM Stories here. If you're new, kindly subscribe. Guys, let's jump right into these stories because it's a crazy one. And then I'm gonna come back at the end of this video and give my reaction to this.
This is the story of me agreeing to get an older woman pregnant and then her trying to ruin my life. When I was 23, I had a one-night stand with a girl from my hometown named Maria. We both knew it was nothing more than that, and we didn't speak after. Several months later, I received a text from her saying that she hadn't been lucky in love and she wanted a baby before it was too late. So she asked if I would get her pregnant and I wouldn't have to bear any responsibility, like a sperm donor. I considered it and I first thought no, but after some time to think about it, I thought it'd be the right thing to do for someone struggling. So we filled out an ironclad agreement and basically I wouldn't be responsible at all. A while later, she told me she was ovulating, and then a few weeks after that, she told me she was pregnant and it had worked. I went back to California for work, and we didn't speak after that. Unbeknownst to me, she contacted my family behind my back and invited them to the baby shower. They then began getting dinner or whatever regularly, and as she got to know my parents started encouraging me to be in the baby's life, and once I found out it was a little girl, I thought it was the right thing to do. I flew home to be there for the birth, and I got a tattoo of our daughter's middle name before she was born. After our daughter was born, Maria wanted us to be together and be a family, and when I said I didn't want to do that, she wouldn't let me see my daughter. My main source of income at the time was the Airbnb that I owned, and she said this a few months after she was born. I felt bad, so I let her move in for several months, rent-free. Once she moved out, she told me this: "I've never done anything to warrant supervised visits, but I agreed to keep the peace. I would come home as often as I could to see our daughter, and things were usually okay when I was there." These are all from her Facebook. One Halloween, I didn't want to wear matching costumes with Maria, so she wouldn't let me see my daughter for a while. And when our daughter was being baptized, I drove a 14-hour round trip from Nashville to attend. And because I didn't want to see Maria the night before, she didn't allow me to come to the baptism at all. Soon after this, she served me with child support, saying that our original contract wasn't valid because our daughter didn't have a social security number yet. And I didn't fight her on it. I didn't have the time. I was living away. I ended up paying her $10,000 up front and $750 a month. I was able to move home soon after that, and I began seeing our daughter regularly. Everything was going really well until I got a girlfriend. Even though she had a boyfriend who was regularly around our daughter, she said that my girlfriend couldn't be around our daughter. I was able to get our daughter for an afternoon, and Maria asked what I was doing. I told her that I was with my girlfriend and we were at Lowe's together. She freaked out. I said I'd bring her daughter back to her as soon as we were done, but instead Maria drove to Lowe's, apparently called my dad, and was running up and down the aisle screaming. I don't know what actually happened, but she was freaking out, just blowing up my phone, thinking she was in danger. And keep in mind, my girlfriend is a mom as well as a nurse. Our daughter was never in any danger. When I offered Maria and my girlfriend to get to know each other so they'd be comfortable, with my daughter being around, she immediately said no and called my girlfriend a word that rhymes with chore and refused to get to know her. Maria then made a public post saying that I was a deadbeat dad and that I hadn't seen our daughter in weeks. Here I am with our daughter just a few days prior to this post. I also left my best friend's bachelor party a day early so I could be home for Father's Day, and she still wouldn't allow me to see her. She even said this to my grandmother. She had her friends comment mean things on my girlfriend's social media multiple times, even though my girlfriend has never been anything but nice to Maria. Because Maria tends to do this, I want to make sure that she doesn't twist the story and make it seem like I abandoned our daughter. I recently found out that our daughter isn't mine. I don't know who the dad is, but I've had 2 paternity tests done, and they both say this. I believed Maria when she told me that I was the only possible father. The situation was weird, but I was always happy to be a dad. I knew that Maria already knew she was pregnant. She had to have when she asked me to get her pregnant. I didn't think that was something that someone would lie about to another human being. not only to me, but my entire family as well. Everybody's distraught about this. Maria, I allowed you to paint me as the villain and you as the victim for years to keep peace, but I hope you know that the only victim here is your child.
If you're following what's going on with Brett and Maria, reminder, this is the story of someone alleging that they were conned into having a baby with someone else. Well, Maria, her cousin, came out with some responses yesterday. I talked about it a little bit. I brought my video down because she said that Nurse Hadley, who is Brett's girlfriend currently, did not have custody of her kids, and Nurse Hadley was like, that's not true. I've got everything I need to back that up. So I took that down to not help spread that rumor, but Maria's cousin has come with a whole nother video today, and she is saying that Maria is coming with receipts, so let's talk about it. So firstly, we had this. This is from Michelle, which is Maria's cousin. This is from Michelle's Instagram. The part that's interesting here is that she says, not only is he a fraud, but his girlfriend is the little mastermind. His girlfriend, reminder, is Nurse Hadley. She is exactly like Gone Girl. I can't wait for people to see just how truly evil they are. Beavis, tell your dusty ass to get out of my DMs and stay in her lane, because if I see her out, it's on site. I don't play about my family. And I had someone message me and say, please go back and watch his video and look at the sunglasses. So here's the reflection of his sunglasses, and here is someone helping him record this video. Here is another little still frame. You can see them holding the camera or holding the phone or whatever it was that they were recording with. Just to point out, there is absolutely someone else in this car with him while he has made this video. For me personally, that felt a little weird, because it made the video feel a little less authentic when I went back and watched it after, because it does kind of feel like he was probably being coached through this, especially since, as this creator, Mariah, has called out, when she made this video, he was following Risa Tisa, but he was not following Nurse Hadley, his girlfriend. And if we all remember Risa Tisa, she had that million-part series about who the did I marry and whatever. So maybe he was taking some tips from that, and he was watching the series to get some advice on how to go about this. I don't know, I'm speculating, but those things didn't sit good with me. Then I had someone else in my messages point out that Nurse Hadley left this on this creator's video. This showed up on my For You page as the girlfriend and a nurse. Yes, that's what happened. I said, please get a DNA test. These dates aren't adding up. We were still shocked at the results. So for anyone that doesn't know, Nurse Hadley is the one who suggested the DNA test, and they did an at-home DNA test. That means the DNA test is false? Not necessarily. Does that mean that they fucked with it? Not necessarily. Does that mean really anything other than she suggested it and they did it at the house? Not necessarily. So, but I just want to point it out, because to this commenter's point, it's almost like she's doing some major damage control, and it does kind of come across that way. And then to this commenter's point as well, it feels coerced. I hope this isn't all for views to help him build his platform, since she has 2 million followers. Now they announce their relationship. Everything is starting to feel like it's planned, influencer style. And I do think it's interesting. And Mariah, the other creator that I mentioned a minute ago, also pointed that out, that it's interesting that they announced their relationship after, and from what it seems like, after Mariah's video where she pointed out that the cousin was saying that Nurse Hadley was Brett's girlfriend, because he didn't say that. He wasn't even following her. Like, that was information we didn't even have yet. And you know, they knew that that was going to come out. So that does feel a little weird. Just saying. But the cousin also put this in her brand new post that she just made here on TikTok. I will put her on the screen along with Brett's. If y'all don't realize that already, I always put their ats on the screen. I feel like some of y'all don't catch that. A lot of y'all actually, but it's always right there on the screen. But she said, I'll be dropping a video about Beavis today on behalf of my cousin Maria. Please show her the love and respect she deserves. Social media isn't her comfort zone, and she shouldn't face backlash for a one-sided story. I will also call out that, as people in my comments have mentioned, she keeps saying social media isn't her comfort zone, but Maria has called Brett out on her Facebook already. He had the screenshots of her calling him out on Facebook. So she has used social media to call Brett out. So I think saying social media isn't her comfort zone doesn't feel very, like, truthful. You know what I mean? I also wanted to point this out because the cousin said Maria was the breadwinner, but if so, why did she have to ask to live with Brett? And he had text messages to prove that she asked that, and that's a valid question. So this is Michelle's video, again, Maria's cousin. This is not my story to share. I'm standing up for my cousin because it's the right thing to do. Let's normalize challenging the status quo and uncovering the truth. Right now, Maria can't speak out due to ongoing legal matters, but trust me, when she's able, she'll have the receipts to back it up. See you in court, Brett. So then we've got this point that he never posted his kid until 2 days ago when he exploited his baby mama and daughter for views. He fooled strangers into thinking he was an active parent. Those pictures he posted were the only times he saw her. And then here's this. Brett thinks asking to help with the child is harassment. Let's not forget how you got your brother to harass Maria. That's why I commented he likes to throw rocks and hide. My little thing is in front of that. I can't see what it says. But right, having no responsibilities, party. And then here's her comment again. And then she addresses Hadley again. You claim you're not a mean girl, but what's going on here? A real woman in this situation, especially a Southern lady, would handle herself with grace instead you're empowering a lying narcissist and being passive aggressive. It's clear that your only focus is on numbers and views. And then here we have this. How would you know the dates aren't adding up? You've only known Brett for 6 months, and since you've been in the picture, you have caused so much drama. Brett, tell the viewers why your parents don't like Hadley. Then she put this in the video as well. And then she's also got this in here. I know this is a serious accusation, but my intuition is telling me not to trust this girl. Just look at how everything has unfolded. I thought nurses were meant to embody empathy and compassion. Instead of encouraging Brett to handle this privately, especially when it involves a child, she motivated him to exploit that situation. You coached him and assisted with the video, which we saw in the sunglasses. I'm just saying, you've claimed you're not a mean girl and that you've never seen Brett lie, yet you're condoning his behavior. He's bullied my cousin and created a false narrative for money and views. Where's your integrity? And then this is from Maria. Thank you to all of our family and friends who have reached out with your supporting calls and text messages. I apologize for not being able to respond to each and every one of you directly. We love you guys. I cannot speak much on this yet. Social media is powerful. People are vile. There are always two sides to every story. My daughter didn't deserve this kind of exposure. Again, we went through wedding dress gate. We went through flightless bird. We have gone through countless dramas over the last couple of months where we get one side, people run with it, and then we get the other side and we're like, oh wait, okay, maybe I should have taken a step back when that first side came out and waited for the other side. I'm not saying the second side will change everything, but it could change some things. So I personally want to hear Maria's side, and I want to hear it from Maria.
That is a crazy story. First of all, you are 23 and you have a one-night stand with a woman, a random woman you met, and she came back and tells you that she's not getting lucky with women and she needs you to do her a favor and get her pregnant. Now, that's a red flag. You should actually be thinking twice before you go, clapping cheeks of old women because you want to help them with getting pregnant. That actually could have been a red flag for him to know that, I might have to think twice about this. But he ended up actually trying to help the woman. He got her pregnant and now she was trying to ruin his life by getting him to pay for child support, which is actually understandable. How are you gonna get someone pregnant with your child and then not pay for child support? If you were just a sperm donor, then actually you could have actually made it official so that you wouldn't be responsible for anything. But Brett Ferry actually had some receipt to back his story up, and he showed a lot of receipt. They ended up doing a paternity test, and in the end, guys, they found out that the kid was not his. Actually, he was paying child support and the child actually ended up not being his after the paternity test. And this came about because he was now dating a nurse. Now, this old woman that he actually had, a child with, had a boyfriend. The boyfriend was around the kid all the time. But when he himself, got his own girlfriend and wanted his girlfriend to be around the kid, he says allegedly it became an issue, and that's where the problem started. Now, the woman, or the old woman, as he says, that he got pregnant, did not want his child to be around the girlfriend. Now, the girlfriend was a nurse. I think she's the one that encouraged him to do a paternity test because something, seemed fishy or something of the sort. And they ended up discovering that after doing the paternity test that the child was not his. This story is a crazy one on the internet, and it's been going viral a lot. And when this guy posted this story on his TikTok account, it ended up getting 1.5 million views in just 2 days. So it's been going viral a lot because of what he decided to do. But it is good also to have the other side of the woman actually talking about this. As we have seen on the second video, guys, the woman was explaining the case. Apparently, it's not all as it seems. It seems that the story might be twisted to favor the one side of the man. So we are waiting to see if the woman is gonna respond. And her cousin actually say they are going to take the guy to court, and the woman is actually silent just because she's talking to lawyers. So I think she's gonna come up with her own story and respond to what the man said. And let's see how it goes, guys. What do you think about today's video, guys? Tell me in the comment section. Do you think he did right by just going and getting someone, a random stranger, pregnant just to help them with getting a child or something without any kind of document signed? Or do you think the woman played him? What do you think on the comment section? Tell me. And also remember to like this video. Thank you very much for watching this far. See you on the next episode.